Hey folks, Aaron here from Aaron's Practical Reviews. Today we got a slider. It's a Neewer slider is what it's called. It's got a weighted wheel. It's one of the least expensive sliders I found with a weighted wheel and a track system. I'm going to show you all that here in a minute. But if you're not familiar with sliders, basically it's just an accessory that helps with a very slow panning camera movement that you could set at different angles. And actually, a lot of times, if you're watching a movie or something, it'll actually be, they'll be using one, and you may not even know it. It may not even register in your mind, because a lot of times it's just a very slow pan. So pay attention next time you're watching a movie. I guarantee you'll see it a couple times in the movie where all of a sudden the camera's slowly panning across the shot, whether you see people talking, whatever. Well, that's a slider. And don't feel bad. I didn't know what it was a couple years ago either until I started getting into cameras and stuff. It's not something that the average person who is not involved in cameras or videography or whatever would know about. However, since I got into this, it's something that I've been curious about. So I finally got one. I found one at a good price, and today we're going to review it. So let me introduce you to my new slider. It is actually by Neewer, Neewer. And it's actually right back here. Let's see if you can see it. Here it is, right here. And that's what it does. It just literally slides across. It's got this wheel. So we're going to get more into that here in a second, but I just want to show it back there. When I get something new that I'm excited about, first thing I want to do is go out and use it, of course. The second thing I want to do is talk to you guys about it and share my experience with it and kind of share in the learning process. That's what this whole YouTube channel's been about from the beginning. Basically, you know, I've said it, I'm new, I learn, then I share. So as you can see here, it's not too big, but it is fairly heavy. Now with the camera, it weighs about between 7 and 10 pounds. This is a 60 Mark II with the 24 to 70 millimeter on it. So it's about 7 to 10 pounds. But what we have is, out of the box, basically, there's almost no assembly required. It comes like this with these legs folded up, which fold with these little screws here. You loosen them up, these will fold up, and then you tighten them back up, and it folds up fairly compact and small, fairly easy to transport. But this wheel here, this weighted flywheel, is not attached. So the only thing you gotta do, you put this in place, it fits right on there. This is a little screw right here. You hand screw that in, and that's it on this. The other thing you have to do is attach this handle, which it actually comes with a little Allen wrench, a couple of them actually, and you just use an Allen wrench, screw that on, and that's it. That's the only assembly required for the unit. Now, this plate does not come with this ball head. This is a Neewer, Neewer, just like the manufacturers for the slider. I bought this separate. This was about 25 bucks. Excellent ball head. A must-have, so you can, you know, set this at any angle you want. Otherwise, you're forced just keeping it straight. There's no tilt in it. Now, you can pan it a little bit here and there, but there's absolutely no tilt because it's just going to be mounted on this flat surface here. Which, by the way, this does have a little bubble level in it, fairly small, and that's good, so you can use these to fine-tune the height if you want it perfectly level. Okay, and then other than that, this is pretty simple. The other thing I would add is there is a tripod mount under here that you can mount a couple different screw threads on it. It's got a bunch of different options here, so different sizes will work on here. I believe I forget the sizes, but the different tripod mount screws will work on here. It's got holes for each of them, and this is very solid, built into the frame. The other thing I have to mention is that this does actually have a lock back here. It's a screw. You can't see it, but it's just a little red knob. It turns, tightens this down, so that way if you go to transport it or whatever, it's locked in place. It's not going to move. Very important, because I've already made the mistake of picking it up and not locking that, and this thing takes off and this thing starts spinning, and then it caught my arm and hurt like hell. So this is important. I totally forgot about that. And also it works as a nice little knob for doing this. God, that's smooth. It's fun. Wait till you see the video this thing makes. It's pretty cool. So it comes with a carrying bag, because this isn't something you can mount to, say, your camera bag or something like that. So it's got its own carrying bag, and unfortunately this does not, it won't zip up with this on it. You can leave the ball on it, but you can't leave this on it. So unfortunately you have to remove this. I haven't figured out how to get that bag closed securely with this on there. So luckily it has the little pocket in the bag where you can put the Allen wrenches. Take this off, put this and the Allen wrenches, and if you need to, take this off, and it all will fit in a little pouch inside the bag. Fold the legs up, it goes in the bag, it transports very easily. So that's not a major issue either. So I mean, that's a very simple device as far as it's shipped to you almost fully assembled, and you just throw it together and it's ready to go.